We live in a world where disrespect happens every day, at work, in relationships, even with strangers. Most people think the solution is to shout louder, fight back harder, or constantly prove themselves. But here's the truth: real respect doesn't come from force, it comes from presence. And today I'm going to show you how to build that presence. Do this and no one will ever disrespect you again. Listen, disrespect only exists where you allow it. The moment you tolerate it once, you've trained them to do it again. People will always test you, not because they're evil, but because it's human nature. Everyone is constantly feeling out where the line is, and if you don't show them where your line stands, they'll assume you don't have one. The first time someone talks over you, makes a joke at your expense, ignores your request, or crosses into your space, that is the moment of decision. Most people laugh it off, stay quiet, or tell themselves it's not worth making a big deal out of. And that's exactly how disrespect grows. Because what you allow once, you teach them to repeat. Boundaries are not built after the 10th offense, they're built at the very first sign. And the longer you delay, the harder it becomes to enforce. People start believing that's just the way they can treat you. Setting a boundary early isn't about being rude or harsh, it's about clarity. It's about teaching people how to interact with you before bad habits form. When you calmly but firmly say, "That doesn't work for me," you set the standard. When you interrupt the pattern the first time, you prevent it from becoming the norm. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, they are instructions for how to treat you. Respect always starts with the mirror. If you look at yourself and see someone unworthy, someone who doesn't deserve to be heard, that belief leaks into everything you do. People pick up on it. They hear it in your tone, they see it in your posture, they sense it in the way you hesitate before you speak. When you don't respect yourself, you're silently giving permission for others not to respect you either. And the opposite is just as true. When you carry yourself like your time matters, like your energy matters, like your presence is valuable, people notice. Respect is not something you demand with words. It's something you project through the way you treat yourself. It's in the way you talk about yourself when you make mistakes, the way you handle your own standards, the way you refuse to laugh at insults directed at you. If you dismiss your own boundaries, others will too. If you treat your needs as unimportant, others will see them the same way. Respecting yourself isn't about arrogance or ego, it's about alignment. It's about living in a way that tells the world, "I matter." And when that message is consistent, people adjust how they deal with you. Before you even open your mouth, your body is already speaking for you. People read posture, eye contact, and presence faster than they process words, and that impression sticks. If you slump your shoulders, avoid eye contact, keep your arms folded tight, or fidget when someone challenges you, you're silently announcing insecurity, and insecurity attracts disrespect. But when you stand tall with your shoulders back and your chin level, you broadcast confidence without a single word. A steady gaze, not a glare, not a stare down, just calm, unwavering eye contact carries more authority than raising your voice ever will. Your tone matters, but your composure matters more. Silence, paired with strong body language, often cuts deeper than arguments. A pause before answering, a deliberate movement, a calm posture in the face of provocation. These are the signals that say, "I'm not shaken." Most people don't realize that control isn't shown by dominating the room, it's shown by being unbothered. Respect grows when your presence alone commands it. When your body language says you respect yourself, people have no choice but to adjust how they speak to you. The moment you lose your temper, you lose control. People know they can push your buttons if they can make you explode, and once they know that, they own you. Anger feels powerful in the moment, but it always leaves you weaker because it shows the other person they've gotten inside your head. Real strength is composure. Real authority is keeping your voice low while everyone else is trying to raise theirs. Calmness doesn't mean you're passive. It means you are steady, you are not shaken, you are not reacting on their terms. Firmness is the balance. It's the ability to hold your ground without shouting, to repeat your boundary without adding fuel to the fire. The calm person in the room always has the advantage because while everyone else burns their energy, you conserve yours and direct it with precision. Staying calm makes your words land harder because they're not clouded by emotion, they're sharp, deliberate, and controlled. People stop disrespecting you when they realize they can't get a reaction out of you. When they see their insults and pressure slide off without breaking your center. The more you explain, the weaker you sound. When you feel the need to justify every choice, every decision, every boundary, you're not actually standing firm, you're asking for permission. People sense that. They hear the uncertainty in the extra words, and instead of respecting you more, they take you less seriously. Strength is in simplicity. A short, direct statement carries more weight than a long, drawn-out defense. "I don't accept that. That doesn't work for me. We're done here." Those words land harder because they don't leave room for negotiation. When you pile on reasons, excuses, and explanations, you hand the other person ammunition to argue against. You open the door for them to twist your words, to debate you, to find cracks in your resolve. But when you keep it short, you remove that opportunity. Respect isn't earned by proving your point to everyone, it's earned by knowing you don't have to prove it at all. The less you explain, the more certain you sound, and certainty is what people respect. Most people waste their energy trying to convince others to stop disrespecting them. They argue, they complain, they explain why the behavior is wrong, hoping the other person will suddenly understand. But disrespect doesn't stop because someone finally understands. It stops when someone finally realizes there's a boundary they can't cross. That's where firm statements come in. Clear, sharp, non-negotiable words like, "I don't tolerate that. That doesn't work for me. We don't speak like that here." These aren't threats, they aren't debates, they're lines in the sand. The power of these statements is that they shift the focus away from the other person's behavior and back onto your standard. You're not asking them to agree with you. You're not begging them to change. You're declaring what you accept and what you don't. And when you say it calmly, without raising your voice, without softening it with nervous laughter or apologies, people recognize they have a choice, adjust or remove themselves. Weak language invites negotiation. Strong statements close the door. Respect grows when people realize there is no wiggle room, no loophole, no chance to argue their way around your boundaries. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. Disrespect feeds on attention, on your energy, your reaction, your need to prove something. The more you engage, the more power you hand over. That's why walking away is not weakness, it's strategy. It shows that you are not trapped in the conversation, you are not desperate for approval, and you are not tied to winning their validation. People who need to disrespect others thrive on pulling you into their game, and the moment you leave, the game ends. Walking away doesn't mean you're ignoring the issue, it means you're choosing where your energy goes, it means you value your peace more than their noise. And the truth is, nothing unsettles someone more than realizing they don't have control over your presence. You don't need to slam doors, you don't need dramatic exits, you don't even need words. Just a steady pause, a calm look, and a decision to leave. That quiet act communicates more than an hour-long argument ever could. People test boundaries, it's what they do. The first time you say no, they push a little harder just to see if you really mean it. The second time, they try again because most people fold when pressure rises. That's why consistency is everything. Authority isn't built from one strong moment. It's built from repeating the same standard every single time. If you let something slide once, people take note, and from that point on, they treat your boundaries like suggestions instead of rules. But when you hold firm again and again, you teach people that your words don't bend. Respect doesn't come from big speeches or dramatic reactions. It comes from predictability, from knowing that whether it's a stranger, a coworker, or someone close to you, your response will always be the same. Consistency removes confusion. It takes away the possibility of negotiation. It shows that your standard isn't up for debate, and that clarity is what people respect. Respect isn't given by accident. It's created by the way you carry yourself, the boundaries you set, and the consistency you live by. People will always test you, but when you respect yourself first, when your body language speaks strength, when your words are short and firm, when you walk away instead of arguing, and when you never bend on your standards, you stop teaching people how to cross you and start teaching them how to treat you. Disrespect can't survive where it isn't fed. And when you choose presence over noise, composure over anger, clarity over explanation, and action over approval, you don't have to chase respect anymore. It comes to you.